I think Randy
So I was
kind
gonna
of
say, man,
weaves
like,
throughout the whole show, innit?
well, it's not the only thing that weaves throughout the whole show. One thing started from the beginning and just went on right till the end.
It kind of
So
felt
it's
like,
like,
like a Marvel film where it's just like, like this, so many little bits and bobs going on and like little fight scenes and cutaway scenes and stuff. Like, it was crazy. Because even with the whole Drew and Jacob thing, that was like in and out as well, even towards the end.
that's
Because I
what I'm
was about to
saying. Them
turn it
those two
off
are
and then like I seen them like falling off the building or whatever, the structure in it. So
yeah, those two are doing too much, man. Like, just scoffing everywhere. Obviously, past Jelly Rolls coming in and them two are fighting. Everyone, they're just fighting everywhere, bruv. Every match, like, these two are just fighting. Like, MFTs and Thing and Wyatt's are there. These two are fighting. Like, it's just a mad thing. Like, yeah, there was a lot that happened. There was, I don't know what to make of the Smackdown. It was alright. Yeah, decent.
I
I
think let's start
guess
with
what?
Randy Orton, innit? Might as well just get that.
Yeah,
That's
I
the top
mean,
of the card.
what is there to say though? Really, like, cause what did it add? What did when it done?
Hello. I think he might have lost connection.
Um, no, I'm here, man.
I don't know, the connection's like, oh, okay, it's back now. I kind of paused for a minute. Sorry, go on, you were saying?
No, man, I was good. At one point, your flipping sound went. What was that, man? I was kind of in a flow and you kind of interrupt. What was I saying, man? Yeah, what did it add? Yeah, last week, the initial oh my god, this week, okay, they got to flesh it out a bit more. Randy's obviously he's on the phone again, he's got the interaction with Matt Cardona, his backstage interactions, obviously with Jelly Roll. So it's like they're showing that he's conflicted, I guess. He came out and done the explanation. Yeah, kind of what we said before as well. Like, Cody gave him the green light to kind of show that version of him. Yeah. Okay, cool. We know what we're Randy. I mean, we're gonna get a. Are we gonna? We're not gonna get a stone cold heel Randy, but we're gonna get a Randy that's like conflicted sometimes. Don't know what he's doing. Sometimes the voices take control. Sometimes, it's an interesting dynamic, I guess. Because I reckon a proper just straight up heel Randy would be a bit okay. It's gotta be layered. What's interesting though is obviously we know he's getting cheered. We know he was gonna get cheered. Even when he was fucking up Matt Cardona, he's getting cheered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We knew
Yeah.
what was gonna happen when he called out Matt Cardona. Yeah, we knew what was gonna happen. Just to show his brutality. Let's show Randy's brutality after last week. We can't just show him brutal and then straight up apologetic. Nah, we've got to flesh out that brutality to see how dangerous he is.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is like I'm kind of now, before I was saying like maybe he was talking to someone on the phone and it could be someone who's from another wrestling dynasty or whatever. Now I'm leaning more towards your theory, which was like, he's just going crazy and it's the voices in his head. And I think it's a good thing because that way he can still sort of, like be a tweener and not have to fully commit to the heel role. And then on top of that, it's like, I think the double turn could happen at Mania now. Like I'm actually more convinced about it than I was like, from Monday or from last week because I was thinking, oh, they're just gonna just commit to him being a heel and Cody being a face. But we're in that new era now where like they do pivot and they do make decisions based on what the crowd is feeling. And it seems like everybody is feeling Randy Orton. So I think the double turn is heavily on the cards. Like, and I think when Cody comes back, he's gonna get a rain of boos coming in. Do you know what I mean? Because he is the golden boy. He is the guy who politics behind the scenes from the looks of it. Like, and yeah, I think the Cody heel turn is gonna happen at Mania now. I'm probably like 65% sure it's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see Cody's response. What's Cody's response going to be? What's the response towards Cody going to be? What is the next interaction between Cody and Randy going to be? That's what. Okay, I'm waiting for. I guess we'll see what happens. What else? Yeah, I guess the double turn. I said it before. I mean, and I was thinking that for a while, man, even before this, before the match was made, man, because the way Cody was going, Cody has been showing more, I guess, would I say heelish tendencies, but a little bit more selfishness and a little bit more ruthlessness, a little bit more, even back to when he said to Nick, like, you work for me, a bit cocky and overconfident with how he's approaching things. Even the way with the press conference, he was quite cocky and overconfident with the way he was talking to Randy, like he don't know who the hell he's talking to. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Sammy talking as well to Cody backstage those times was kind of like the voice of the fans. Like, hold on, Cody's getting all these opportunities. Even though, yeah, Cody has been screwed, but Jacob was screwed. And, everyone's been screwed. Sammy's been screwed. Randy even got screwed against Cena. Like, so all these people have been screwed, but it's Cody that keeps getting the opportunity. It's like, where really is the adversity? It's kind of false adversity. He had the adversity on the story, finishing the story, but like, now he's finished the story. Everything since it's been like, okay, what's next? And it's like, that was such a big story that everything else after it has kind of been, on a downer. But obviously, when you get like The Rock, the final boss involved, Roman's involved, obviously it's going to be blockbuster. It's going to be cinema, as everyone said. But since then, the only other thing, obviously, Cena's 17th is a big thing as well. And then obviously the next thing is like, okay, the next thing for Cody to be interested in is a feud with Randy that we've asked for years. But yeah, at the same time, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes at Mania. A double turn would make sense. Instead of just being an oh my god moment, it would make sense because it's like, okay, Cody would be like, okay, I need to do what I need to do. They both understand about being selfish. Like Randy said to Sammy about being selfish. Cody said to Sammy about, okay, taking advantage of opportunities, which is what Randy did to Cody in the chamber. So maybe Cody would be like, okay, I'm dealing with here, and this is what I need to do. At the same time, you guys are cheering Randy, and he's doing all this fuckery. Like, okay, boom. We'll see. It'll just be interesting to see how the story goes, I think.
I think as well, like they tried to use the Matt Cardona thing as like a little bit of fodder, like because obviously them two are friends in real life, and like they did the whole like kind of like they did with what was it, Jimmy and Gunther last year, like that beatdown or whatever. So like it's gonna make Cody more fired up, and I think that was the intention was to get the fans to boo Randy, but it didn't work either. Like, and even the fans, when he was like knocking 10 lumps of ish out of Cardona, they were still like, Randy, Randy, Randy. So it's like, yeah, it's like, what can they do at this point to fully get the fans to boo Randy? And there's not much they can do, I think. I think it's a given that the double turn needs to happen at Mania. Do you know what I mean? Like, what else can they do? I think as well, like, we're not in that era anymore where, like the top babyface has to be the guy or the top face of the company for like years and years and years, like Cena. Like, we're in that new era now where the
Yeah.
WWE do listen to the fans a lot more. And I just don't see a way out of this without, like, we're at the double turn. Do you know what I mean? Like, where else can they go? Like, I think fans are craving for a different side to Cody. He's kind of pretty much there as well. Like, even when he was, first came in with the suits, and he's kind of got that pristine sort of like clean cut look, and he's the guy who can't do anything wrong. Like, it's almost, and also as well, he doesn't talk like a face. Even his cadence, his pronunciation, like he uses like really good like grammar as well, like big words. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are cool kind of tendencies which you'd get from like a heel, isn't it? So like all the components are there for him to just basically like lean into the bad guy side of things, and then all the other things foreshadowing it, like you're saying, like Sammy talking about his opportunities, him being a little bit more cockier. So yeah, like I think there's not much else they can do. I think this is the only route they can take.
Even Cody mentioned about being polarizing, and like obviously Cena was polarizing back in the PG era, and obviously we didn't like it. We got bored of Cena, and that was back then. I reckon now this era is more, the IWC is on, it's bigger than ever. Internet wrestling community. And I don't think there's going to be another babyface like Cena. So them trying to do it with Cody, you can do it to an extent, but obviously, unless the stories are on point, like fully on point, obviously we're going to get a bit bored of that. And, I guess, we'll see where it comes. They're trying to, like you said, the sympathy thing with Cardona, using him as like the Jimmy role kind of thing. What I thought they would do would be like Matt Cardona / Zack Ryder, kind of representing somebody who was there when Randy was at his most heelish, that knows Wagwan when it comes to Randy. Because it's like, it was a bit weird him saying, "What are you doing, man?" But hold on, you were there, bro. Like, you're one of the people out of everyone that's there, that's around. You saw Randy at his most heelish, Randy at his most dastardly. Like, you saw Randy do the most punk kicking people, and you were there, bro. So why are you surprised? That's what the angle I thought they were gonna go down. Like Randy telling Matt Cardona, like you know how I am. Bro.
You know how I get down.
Like.
Why are you so surprised?
So it was a bit weird. Like, oh wait, look, what are you doing, man? Oh, yeah, that wasn't cool, man. This is Randy fucking Orton, bro. You were there back then. That's the road I thought they were gonna go down by using Matt Cardona instead of just, I'm just gonna stick up for Cody.
I would have liked it if he beat up Jelly Roll as well. I thought that would have been hilarious. They kind of had it there lined up. Do you know what I mean?
They did, but you gotta remember, Jelly Roll obviously had his segment. We could segue into that. You can't be.
Yeah, let's do that.
Jelly Roll's already. Yeah, like obviously.
Yeah, let's go into that
segment, and that was a better use of Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kit Wilson is obviously caught on with the fans. Obviously, so I was there when everyone, in London. Obviously, Kit Wilson was in London, but I was there when everyone was like, "Yeah, Kit Wilson," and it's like we need to use Kit Wilson in a fun way, and the way it was used, You know, we know about Kit Wilson and his poems. Jelly Roll's a musician, you know, singer, rapper. So it was interesting just for them to have that interaction.
What do you think of
I enjoyed
Kit
that,
Wilson
man.
as a character?
Yeah, man. I mean, Kit Wilson, you got to remember, like, when he was, you know, when he was part of Pretty Deadly, we kind of just ended up forgetting about him. He could have easily been one of those tag guys that's just by the wayside. I like when a tag guy does something when their partner's injured. When if they take themselves to another level. I mean, Jey Uso, bro. Look what he did when Jimmy was injured, like became Roman's right hand man, and then that caught on, and that kind of set pace for what Jey became, you know. And Kit Wilson, the way he's been able to, you know, have this character, you know, toxic. It's interesting, actually. It's funny, actually. It's interesting with the whole. Obviously, you got the whole Louis Theroux thing going on with the Manosphere. Yeah?
I was about to actually get into that, yeah, like, because I've got a take on it as well, like, because my thing is like, what the reason why I like the character so much is it's kind of like a microcosm of what is going on in the world today, in terms of like everybody's talking about sort of like male, the manosphere and toxic masculinity, and I kind of see him as like a parody of that, but then also like leaning into the whole, you know, like the kind of like the antithesis of like the manosphere, which would be like the soy boys or what people call blue pill. So it's kind of like a parody of, you know, like a stereotypical sort of like liberal sort of thinking guy who's like, and we know that not everybody's like that, but it's kind of like a parody of that, if that makes sense. Like, he's the kind of guy which like Andrew Tate or like a Sneeko would like, you know. He's the kind of guy which like a Andrew Tate or a Sneeko would basically like would demolish like in real life or hate. So yeah, I like how they've used that character in that way, and it's kind of a reflection of the society that we're in now when it comes to sort of like males being presented on TV or in the media. Do you know what I mean? So.
That's the thing. I mean, gone are the days where, like, obviously back in the days you had proper characters, yeah, like Repo Man and all these days. There a realism to it. You got to play on like, you know, what's going on in the internet and society, you know, and then like you get a line between, you know, being creative, being a character, and in real life. So yeah, it's interesting to see where it could go. I mean, obviously, you know, he's telling Jelly Roll, you're fat phobic. Like, man, I mean, that's. Yeah,
I love that line. That line was brilliant because like, yeah, like, you know, the there is, you know, like the body positivity movement and stuff, but then there's toxicity in that as well. So I kind of like how he kind of played off of that too, isn't it? Like, for someone who wanted to sort of make a positive change in their life, and that's deemed as toxic. Do you know what I mean? But I've heard body influencers like shame like other influencers who do the same thing, the body positivity thing, for switching up their content, for wanting to lose weight and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a play on that as well. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny, him using Ozempic in his bars as well.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. I like the comeback from Jelly Roll as well, like the whole. I might have not seen my Willy, but your mum has. Like, it was brilliant.
Yeah, man. I mean, and the thing is, what Wilson was like, him instead of just coming out and saying, I'm like, oh, they're toxic, I wanted him to have rivalries where he goes in on people and says, okay, this is the reason you're toxic. And you can basically make something, you know, it's WWE, everyone's fighting, like there's there's a reason to go on anyone, whether heel or face, about why they're toxic and make something of it. So the fact that it's Jelly Roll, because I was thinking, okay, more, you know, it's funny you eating on the mic and shit, bro. It's like it's a mad thing.
Is it coming through? Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't even realize it was coming through. My bad. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Jelly Roll versus obviously they're fighting next week, man. Like Jelly Roll v Kit Wilson next week. I mean, it's
did they confirm that?
Maybe it's a Mania thing. Yeah, Jelly Roll Kit Wilson next week. So maybe either see what happens there. Maybe it might go into. Who do you see Jelly Roll facing at Mania? Kit Wilson or The Miz?
I would have said like Kim versus Kit Wilson would have been the better match, but I think I heard somewhere that they might be saving Kit Wilson for a segment with Steve Austin, which would be really interesting because you have the most, like liberal blue-pilled sort of character going up against the most like toxically masculine, like beer drinking, shit kicking, stone cold Steve Austin, and I think that would make for a better sort of like match. Well, not match because obviously Austin's retired, but definitely like a segment of some sort. Just them two going back on the mic and maybe him doing the poetry and like dressing sort of like in an androgynous way. Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be hilarious. And then Stone Cold just like stunning and pouring the beer on him. So I think if that's the direction they're going to go with, then Jelly Roll will probably serve better doing a match with The Miz.
Yeah, man, I see that. That'd be interesting. That'd be a good way to use Stone Cold, a good way to use Kit. But maybe, apparently there's rumours on like a tag match or something, like Jelly Roll and Royce Keys versus The Miz and Kit Wilson.
The mystery of Royce Keys. Where is that guy, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, that could be a thing. I thought Royce Keys it would be good to use Royce Keys as like the Bronson Reed role, like had the Vision call him up, like had Paul Heyman like, pay to have Royce Keys maybe take on LA Knight or something. And because the way I see it, I said before, like it looked like Bronson Reed and LA Knight were gonna go face each other at Mania. Obviously, Bronson's injured, so it looks like what's going on with LA Knight. It'd be good to maybe use Royce Keys in that way, have Heyman just hire Royce Keys and to be part of the Vision or like an affiliate, a hired gun. But I guess using him in this way could be alright. If it's right, and then maybe Stone Cold could come in at the end, maybe once Kit hasn't left the ring and he's just chatting shit. Yeah, we'll see, man. It'll just be interesting to see how Mania just fleshes out, man. How the matches flesh out. Like, gave you a better look to how WrestleMania is gonna pan out in terms of the matches, or would you see we're still like not really a step closer to knowing what's going on?
Are you asking me? I think we've got a clear idea, obviously, of the main sort of events and stuff. Like we know, like like the title matches. We know obviously like Ober and Brock is confirmed. I still think there's a few sort of like matches which are still kind of like up in the air. I was gonna get onto the Sammy and Trick Williams. I think that's one of the matches which I can see happening, but I would have preferred Trick Williams to have gone into the US title match with Carmelo Hayes, just because that Carmelo Hayes match and Ilya Dragunov. Like, it's how many times have these guys fought? Like, I swear I've seen the same match like 4 or 5 times now. I'm so over it. Like, it's such a bore fest. Like, in terms of they can both wrestle, don't get me wrong, but it's like there's no flair there. They're both like baby faces. I always thought Ilya being a babyface was weird anyways, because he's a Russian guy, they could have always leaned into the whole heel persona just through, like obviously what's going on in the world and stuff. And then you got Carmelo, who was an NXT, who was a way better heel than he was as a babyface. Like, and when he was going up against Trick, like them going back and forth with him as a heel and Trick as a face, it definitely worked. And the story's there to be told. I just don't know why they're insistent on Sammy versus Trick when Sammy's kind of more involved in the storyline with Cody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted it to be Sammy, Trick and Mello, a Trick Mello Gang US Championship match, because I thought, yeah, the story's already there and you could easily flesh it out on the. But yeah, I guess maybe they see Trick Williams as more of a main event level guy, so he's like a main event level feuds, and the Sammy is like a main event level feud. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's funny because Alistair Black's racking up wins, boy. Ever since Damian Priest flipping, like, put him in the ambulance, man's came back and beat Randy, who's main event in Mania. He beat Sammy. Like, Alistair Black's racking up them W's, boy. But I thought it'd be interesting to see how Alistair Black's plays into this, because he's taking like the carry cross kind of role. And now it's like Alistair was right when it comes to Randy. Maybe Alistair's right when it comes to Sammy as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that feud actually fleshes out. They need to go up another level with Sammy and Trick to see. At the moment, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll say one thing as well. Like, I was quite impressed with Sammy's physique. Like, he's gotten in better shape. Like, I was watching the match and I was like, damn. Like, he's put on a bit of size. You know what I mean? Like, he's a bit more leaner. Because before, like, he just used to look like any sort of like average Joe. Like, his physique was just awful. But it looks like he's taken the whole like like never being the bride and always being the bridesmaid thing to heart. Like, he's pushing himself to go for that world title run. Like, and I'm liking the new character. So I don't know, if he does go up against Trick, I'm thinking he should lose and then maybe somehow get involved in the Cody Randy match. Maybe like he helps Randy win, or I don't know, like, or maybe he helps Cody win. And then this sets up the double turn. And then they're kind of like a team of some sort. I think that'd be quite interesting.
It's funny, like, talking about the double turns, because even with, Trick and Sammy, it's another thing where Trick's a heel, but everyone's cheering him. Everyone's going, whoop that Trick. So Sammy could be like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, yeah, because they was booing him, wasn't they? When he attacked Sammy, so Sammy attacked Trick, isn't it?
I didn't even notice that, to be honest.
No, I noticed that. Yeah, I was like, because they was like, like when I think Trick threw the drink on him or something, and everyone was like, "What up there, Trick?" And then Sammy like went back to go beat him up, and then it was like, "Boo." So
it's the way he did it as well, man. It's like he kind of like did it in a cowardly way, innit? Like turned, and then it was a bit like, "What you doing, man? Either you're gonna do it or you're not," Yeah, we'll see where it goes next week, man.
I'm just looking at some other things to mention on here. I want to talk about. Let's talk about Damien. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say there's a lot, man. I mean, yeah.
I think there's. I've got two more interesting things to talk about from Smackdown. I want to talk about the new tag team champions. I've got some thoughts on that.
Man, I mean,
and then we'll talk about. We can talk about Jade and Rhea as well.
I mean, with the because it was at first I thought, okay, maybe Mania is gonna be the Wyatts and MFTs with the tag team titles in play, but maybe they're gonna do something else, and then maybe there's something else for Mania. I was surprised. I was like, okay, Truth and Damien, really? Was a bit of a shock. I guess it furthers the feud between the MFT and the Wyatts. But it's just funny they used JC Mateo to get the pin, even though he wasn't even officially a champ. Like they got him to defend the titles and get flipping AA'd by R-Truth. And then Damien just looked surprised. Like that was funny, man. Yeah, I'd be interested to see where they go. Like, but now I'm like, what happens for Mania for those titles? What? I don't know where it's gonna go next. Maybe it's not on the Mania card. I don't know.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna try. I was just getting a call from my mum minute because I'm gonna have to go pick her up at the hospital. So we'll just try to speed through this quickly if that's cool. I'll just give my like 2 pence on this, and then we'll talk about Jade and Rhea quickly. But yeah, it's double-edged sword, like, because I feel like with Damian Priest, they've run out of sort of like ideas creatively with him. Like, it's like, you know, once he left the Judgment Day, I think they was pitting him as that top guy to go on to be like the champ, and you know, like he seemed like someone Triple H wanted to push, and it just didn't really like work out. And I kind of feel like this is like the last resort for him in terms of like they're gonna use like Truth as a way to sort of like get him, give him more of a personality and pander him more to the crowd, I think. But I don't know. I've always liked Priest as a wrestler, but like I think his his Achilles heel is his promos, man. His promos are so boring. Like I can't even think of any quotable things he's said in the last however many years he's been wrestling. Like, but everything else, from the presentation to the look to the entrance music, he's got it all. He can't talk on the mic. Like, so pairing him with someone like Truth does help.
Yeah, man. I mean, Damien seems like a cool guy. You know, someone I want to do. You know, I want him to do well, but it's hard to really connect with him, man. I mean, when he won Money in the Bank, I felt like LA Knight should have won that one because LA Knight was over. Priest wasn't even really over when he won Money in the Bank like that. So they kind of put him in a position where obviously everything since then is obviously going to look like a step down. I reckon they're using him right, man. They're using him in the right way. Obviously, the Truth and the Judgment Day segments were actually pretty funny back then. Like, you know, Truth thinking he's in the Judgment Day and Priest being at odds with him. So to pair them up is actually a good way to use him. Maybe they wanted Priest before in that like Undertaker type role. I don't know, man, but his feud with Finn pissed me off because I was like, you know, he just kept beating up Finn and beating up the Judgment Day. And then the Aleister Black feud went on for ages, and then I thought Aleister Black was going to win, and then you have Priest end up winning that. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, you know, their dynamic grow, but I just don't know where they're going to take it from Mania. Maybe, I don't know, man, you could have a returning Street Profits as heels just come and attack them. You could have the Motor City Machine Guns. Obviously, you saw them getting little help from Candice LeRae. Maybe that could play. Maybe they could turn heel. I don't know. But the SmackDown Tag Division, I don't know what's going on at the moment. So I guess we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned. And then finally, let's talk about the Jade and Rhea segment. And then I'm going to have to log off of this.
You don't want to talk about the Bellas, Nia Lash, and that brawl and all of that. And,
Nah. I don't care about that. Let's talk about this quickly, and then I'm going to have to cut it because I need to go to thing in it. So we'll just talk about it for a couple minutes. I thought the promo...
This guy.
I thought the promo wasn't very good. The only thing I liked about it was when Meechin and B-Fab came out. And then they beat up.
The promo was better than my arms are bigger than yours and all that kind of shit. At least it was some development. Jade was good the same. Well with what she was wearing.
Yeah, she was looking good. But it's the same old. Like, I don't know. Like they should have lent more into the whole, you know, like spat that they have had on Twitter. It just seems kind of just like, oh, I'm a better wrestler than you sort of vibe. Like it's very generic, isn't it? The only thing I liked about the segment was when Michin and BFAB came out and then they just beat the crap out of Rhea. And that's it. And I like
I
it
mean, we saw
because
from
I think I was just going to say one thing. I like it because I think Jade works really well in groups, and we've seen that in AEW. You know, when she had the, what was it, like them two other
baddies.
wrestlers, the baddies.
She
That
had
was
her,
it.
her
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
baddies.
You know, she it makes her look more dominant as a boss, and she's got the physical prowess to carry it off, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to like her bossing around, Meechin and BFAB, and them being her little henchmen. It will add more sort of depth to the character and it'll give her more validity as this sort of like, uh, the baddest bitch in the WWE. So that's my
Yeah,
take on it.
man. I mean, it's interesting because obviously, we saw BFAB chatting to her last week. So we're like, oh, what's going on there? And then there was rumors about the whole baddie stable. Because I always thought that. I thought, yeah, man, like her baddies in AEW, that worked, innit? And I was like, who could be her baddies? Like, initially, I thought, remember when Lash was with, what's her name? Jakara Jackson. They were like the metaphor in NXT. And then they came up a couple times. I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be Lash and Jakara Jackson. And obviously, Jakara Jackson gets released. Lash is admire. Who could be Jade's baddies? I thought, can Meechin be one of Jade's baddies? The fact that she was so against Jade, that obviously needs to be explained. But obviously, the fact that Jade beat both of them and humbled both of them, I guess we'll see where it goes, man. What's Rhea's response gonna be? Is she gonna get maybe EO to help her out, or are there two others that can help out? Because otherwise, she just outnumbers. She could get fucked up every week. I don't know who could align with Rhea. I don't know.
I think the EO Sky beatdown's coming down, innit? They're gonna dogpile on her at some point. It's kind of
I don't think
inevitable.
EO's. It looks like
It was
EO's
foreshadowed
like
as
got
well,
something
wasn't
with
it?
Raquel. I don't know. Because EO
'Cause
looks like she's doing something with Raquel. People thinking EO should do something with Asuka. So to just have her as just somebody to get beat up just for Rhea's story, for EO, I don't know, man. That's a little bit of a step down, man. EO needs a little bit more respect than that, man. So I don't know. Who do you think is gonna win?
fair dues, man. Huh?
Who's winning? Who's winning?
What between Rhea and Jade? It's gotta be Jade.
Oh.
Jade. My money's on Jade. If they
I
want
see
to make
that.
new stars and stuff, Rhea's been in the limelight for a long time, so it's gotta be Rhea, Jade for me.